G'day and welcome back to Brooksy's Car Restorations. In the last episode, sorry about the bus. In the last episode, we ended up getting over 800 views so far, and it's still climbing. So it's for me that's just gone off, literally gone off. It's currently my highest ranking / watched video. And yeah, I didn't even think it was going to be that exciting. I thought today's video is definitely going to get some attention, the Will It Run video. Anyways, thanks for all the views. Hello to all the new subscribers. I've got like 20 or 15 new subscribers. No, that's not a lot probably for most channels and whatever else, but that's massive. For my channel, it's been sitting on 70 or 69 for feels like months. So yeah. Alright, in today's episode, we're going to try and get the Triumph running. So firstly, so we're going to borrow BD's battery for now. We will eventually get it a battery, but for now we're just going to borrow this battery. BD's not really using it currently. Plus her battery's pretty well dead anyways, so I'm going to buy her a new one anyways. So they can share a battery for a little while. We'll be pretty much running off the jump pack anyways. I got one of these things, one of these jump packs. Similar to what Randy on Auction Rebuilds uses a lot. He seems to love them. You can run them all day long and they seem to just keep going and going and going, so pretty handy. Oh man, I'm doing terribly already. Anyways, we'll get the battery out and start setting it up in the new car. I've got Dad coming over shortly, because like I said in the last video, he wanted to be here when we did the Will It Run, so that'll be great. Just a little background on the car. So the previous owner, I don't know when, but found out that he actually tried to get it running. He wasn't successful. I don't know exactly what he's done, but it's got all new oil in it. So the engine's been turned over. It does turn over as far as I know. He's disconnected all the fuel lines. It's got a new fresh fuel filter and fuel in the actual fuel filter. So our mission right away is to just check spark, get a bit of WD-40 down in the top of the engine and the cylinders, check the spark, make sure the fuel's getting into the carbies, make sure the carbies aren't stuck. Maybe worst comes to worst, we start pulling those carbies apart and rebuilding them. That's assuming it doesn't kick over. Oh yeah, make sure that the fuel pump is working on the car. The fact that there's fresh fuel in the fuel pump makes me feel like that the fuel pump is working to a degree, but we won't know until we play around with that a bit, obviously. Anyways, enough chat. I'll go get set up and wait for the old man to get here. Right, 4 new tyres on it now. So it's not just a Will It Run anymore, we can do a Will It Run and drive. Hopefully. None of the wheels are locked up at this stage. Still haven't gotten around to cleaning it yet. But we can potentially drive it now, if it's drivable. So unfortunately, got to do a couple little things first before that. My wife's car got a puncture last night on the way to work, so I need to get that sorted. And I've got the van currently pulled, well, half pulled to bits in the driveway, in the garage. So got to finish that too before we can get on to any of the fun stuff. The gearbox was due for an oil change desperately. And yeah, got all bar 2 bolts off, and I've got the knife in there holding it ajar so that the oil can leak out of it, and it's drained for most of the part except for the inch or two that's in the bottom of the pan, and the oil in that thing absolutely stunk like something was dead in there. So we'll get that all cleaned out and take that off hopefully when Dad gets here, because I'm struggling with the 2 last bolts and I don't want to strip them or break them off. And then get that out and hopefully get the other car started and bring it in. Alright, so far from what we've noticed, so missing the positive, which we're getting onto. Also this part of the heater thing is snapped off. These are, the tappet's a bit loose, so we'll give them a little bit of a tighten down.
G'day. The guy who we bought it off said the positive terminal went to those 2 plugs there, but I've just checked out the wiring. It wouldn't have gone to those plugs. Those wires aren't big enough to run the starter motor. That would be the solenoid for your starter motor, and that cable goes to your starter motor. So the positive would, and this nut was loose, the positive off the battery would go to there, and then when you turn the key inside to start the starter motor, that solenoid would pull it in and connect the 2 wires up so your starter motor turns. What this would be, and a lot of old British cars, a lot of what old British cars had was a starter you could use under the bonnet. So you probably plug something in there with a button on it, so when you're working under the car you could jog it over. That's what that looks like, because it goes across your solenoid. So it would have been for jogging the motor.
What the heck's this for?
It's a remote heater control, temperature control.
Okay.
Your thermo fans probably, or something. It's not hooked up to anything. Anyway, yeah, so the positive will go from there to there, I'm pretty sure. The other thing we found was that the clutch, the hydraulic clutch line's disconnected under the car. That was the tube that was hanging down.
We've got a broken tube here too, which runs down in through here. We'll block that off and block those things off there, and still be able to run the engine and keep it cool, whatnot. But just certain parts of, like the heater, won't be hooked up for a while.
The accelerator linkages are loose. When you push the accelerator pedal down, this doesn't move. And when you turn this accelerator pedal move, there's a few linkages down there that are loose, need tightening up to join it all together.
And then hopefully we'll be able to try and start it.
The choke cable is that stiff. I don't know if it's seized or not. I need to unscrew that. And
I'll get some looby dooby out.
Doing. I come over to the shed to get the WD-40, but I got distracted.
I'll give it a full spray over.
I'll spray all the connections and let that soak in for a bit.
Sounds good. Yeah. All right, let's get into it. All right, battery's getting connected, and very shortly we will test lots of different features on the car to see if anything works. Although, just remember that battery might be questionable too. So
even jump pack on
yeah. So maybe that's why it's not sparking or doing anything right now. So I'll go get my jump pack. I'll be back. Alrighty, we've got battery hooked up, jumpers, cables on it. Tighten these down. We've loosened up.
I've got the accelerator.
The choke is somewhat working now. The accelerator, sorry.
The accelerator linkages are loosened up. The butterflies are working.
It's not, the spring's not working though.
That's because it's not
connected
over here.
Oh, true.
It doesn't return yet because I haven't connected up the accelerator pedal, but you can operate it from here. So the butterflies are now working off the throttle, and the choke works through the first carburetor, but it's slipping here. It's not working through the second carburetor.
We've oiled up both
the slides, and both of the slides inside were seized, and we've freed them up, so they both actually now lift and fall. So they're actually working. So I've just got to free up the choke linkage through this carburetor. It's lost connection here somewhere, but we're getting there.
Yep. And now,
progress. Just put the main leads in.
Now we're going to start testing things, see if lights and different things work. So I'll give you this.
We probably won't start it at the moment.
We're not. But we'll
Yeah.
We're definitely going to see what's working, what's not working. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what are we going to try first? Let's try the
Just turn on the key and I'll make sure there's nothing sparks around this battery first.
Oh, okay, so the key's not in there, so it's not. Makes sense.
Don't go all the way to start for the moment.
Well, yeah.
Right hand blinker's working. While I'm at the front, try the left hand blinker. You got the hazards on or the blinkers on, Aaron?
I don't know.
Well, the hazards are working. Okay, that's off. Try right hand blinker, so. Sorry?
The radio works?
The radio works. Sweet.
Yeah. I don't know, I can hear a crackle on the speakers, but...
She's old school. You'd have to tune it into the right station.
I know.
Get some lights.
You can hear a crackle?
Some lights on in the dash.
So were both lights working when you had the hazards on?
Both the front lights were working with the hazards on. Check the back out. Put the hazards on again. Yep, they're both working.
It's crackling the speaker too.
That's fine for the moment. Turn them off. Try the parking lights. Nope.
Let's see if the front lights work. Appear to be. Maybe it's a twist.
Have you?
These are the lights. Let me try again. Does that do anything?
Nope. Not that I can see. Try high and low. If you pull the lights all the way on, try high and low beam.
Left blinker?
Left blinker's working. Right blinker's working. I'll check the back out.
They will work. They work on the hazards.
Yeah, but then the hazards are a different switch that turns them on if the column part of your blinkers don't work. Right's working. Try left. Yep. Sweet.
So no lights are working.
Try turning ignition and try the brakes.
The ignition is on it. I'm trying.
Right, try your brakes. No. Oh yeah. G'day.
Brakes are working.
Left one's working. Yeah, and the one up on the window is working as well. Press your brake. Press your brakes again.
Come here.
What's happening?
The dome light inside works.
Oh, cool. Your left brake light was working on the back, and the right inside brake light was working. Just put your brakes on again. Yep. On again. Yep. It's probably just bulbs. Okay. That's cool. Put it in reverse. Oh, do that again. Is that headlights?
Yeah.
Your back left one's working.
Is headlights working though?
Your back right one isn't.
Headlights are working.
Sweet.
Yeah.
The switch must have been just corroded, and by pulling it on and off a few times it's made it work. Right, low beam's working, and your
3 out of
parking lights
4.
are working.
Let me change to high from low beam, see what
So
happens.
your parking light on this side isn't working?
Yeah.
Okay, try high beam in it.
I don't know which is high and low, but I'll just play around with it. Tell me if it changes or anything.
They've gone out. They're back on again. No. It's a 63, isn't it? Is there a switch on the floor? Some of these old girls had a switch on the floor you pushed with your foot to change high and low beam. Is there a switch on the floor?
Yes.
Just press it.
Okay, hang on. Oh, is it lights still on?
Yeah. Yes. High beam. Yes. That's your dimmer switch. In my 64 Mini, the old Mini I had, the high and low beam was on the dimmer switch on the floor.
That's cool.
That's sweet. So basically, all that's not working is the passenger side park light on the front, and the brake light, two of the brake light bulbs perhaps on the back.
All right, let's see if the windscreen.
Windscreen wipers.
All right, let me dull it. Go back down again.
Yes, high beam is off. High beam's back on again. It's off.
All right.
Sweet.
Okay, lights are off.
Yep.
Let's try this one.
Lights are off, yes. Oh, they want to work. Don't make them struggle too much. I'll give it a little bit of a hand because the windscreen's dry too.
Yeah, but they bloody work.
Sweet.
How about the windscreen washer bulb?
They're not connected. I know there's a line off here. So
It's not making any noise.
no, that would be the washer bottle there probably.
Oil check thing.
Try your windscreen washer bottle again.
Hang on. Easy.
No. Not the end of the world.
I'd say the starter will need a whack probably.
Have you tried turning the ignition on to start?
Yep.
Nothing?
My light inside went off.
Okay. I don't think it would be on a timer on a car this old. The interior light turned off after a while.
I played with this thing. What is this oil check button thing?
I have no idea. Go and hop in the other side.
All these buttons do stuff.
They're not marked, are they? They look like aftermarket stuff. There is some sign that he had driving lights on it.
Yeah, well, look, see it like.
Yeah.
On. Shuts off.
CV antenna eliminator.
DE ice screen. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's all we're going to get out of it for the time being. Maybe. Let's check real quick at that.
Yep, the radio, you can hear the crackle. Try and tune it to a local radio station.
I don't know if it's FM or AM. It says AM here.
Oh, you want FM? Put it on FM. There we go.
But extreme sun. Demon Lord, Father, what I ain't seen the horse. Called your bluff, better cite the source. Yeah, something that I know. Yeah, trick. I said what I said.
Check out that bass, dude, for 63.
That get to my head. I don't care. I pick the tongue red.
Seriously?
Come on, head bounce again.
That get to my head. I don't care. I pick the tongue red.
All right.
That's a man who's smiling. Oh, man, there's a lot of stuff that works. That is amazing.
I'd say what's going on is the starter might be.
The thing we didn't try
a
was
good tap or
try
something.
popping in reverse. Let's see if the reverse lights work. There's the only thing we didn't check. Yes, they work. Crazy. Do it again. Reverse lights work. Unbelievable. There's only about 3 lights that don't work, and there's probably bulbs.
Obviously. That's it.
We're grinning. Oh, we didn't. I wonder if these work. Try right blinker again. I would imagine that's supposed to flash.
Yes.
Try left blinker. I'll see if the one on the other.
No. The cover comes off it.
Oh, here we go.
We got it working.
Just a dirty contact.
Yep. Might be that's what's wrong with the other bulbs too.
Yeah, it's possible. They've been sitting there that long, not being used. The contacts are just dirty.
No, I won't get it back in. Oh dear, I broke it.
Try left. We'll go the other side. Yes, it works.
That's insane.
Unbelievable. The side flashes work. Wow. Crazy, dude. That's ballistic.
Yeah.
Okay. Pass your camera back.
Well, that killed 13 minutes. Hey, just an update. It's Thursday today. It's very wet and miserable out there. And the Triumph is outside currently. My garage, well, both my garages are full of cars, so I can't drag it in here and work on it at the moment. I'm waiting on we're waiting on a filter for the automatic gearbox, which was supposed to be in today but probably tomorrow. So I'll nip that back in and then get this car out of the way. We can drag the other car in. So due to the wet weather, I'll probably just work a little bit on this car. We've got a few dents to knock out. Still waiting on that door handle. Still waiting on the rear wiper arm. Got a dent to knot there. Got some paint to patch up. And I think there's a dent. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of dentage there. It's not too bad. We may play with that. I've set that dent maybe. Oh, there's one near the thing there, and I believe there might be one on the driver's side. Although I could be wrong. Oh no, the driver's side's fine. So while this is in here, I'll probably just play around with this. I may or may not record it. Although the dent stuff I might. I got a new suction cuppy thing I bought for $5 just for fun. I got to put a new battery clamp in the Honda. Also need to degrease the Honda and find where that oil leak's coming from. We think it might be an oil sensor leaking. Hopefully that's the problem. And I'm glad it is, if that is the case, because I was scared it might have been head gasket or something else, but it's not doing head gasket things. So yeah, and this afternoon that is potentially selling, so we need to just give that a quick once over. It's just a bit dusty. Give it a quick wash and vacuum, because I've been using it, because that was off the road and that's currently off the road. Not that they're fully off the road, I just need stuff for them. But yeah, I'm up to, on the Triumph, we're up to the point where we need to pull the starter motor and do starter motor things. Like, so potentially rebuild that starter motor. I've got a spare starter motor too if that doesn't work, but I'd like to get the one in the car going potentially. Yeah, if the weather clears up, I might try and pull that. I don't really feel like climbing under the car while it's sitting there though. Just because I don't trust the wet ground around here. It sort of tends to sink down a lot, and the jacks and the jack stands sink into the dirt and can tip over and whatnot. So crawling under a car is extremely unsafe. So I'd rather use my garage. So hopefully tomorrow the parts will be in for this and I can get it knocked out. otherwise, there's plenty of other stuff to do. I can start working on the Beetle. In the process of doing these guards on the Beetle, so I'll finish the guards up and start potentially painting the Beetle if worse comes to worse. But yeah. Anyways, going on today, not a lot. And I haven't filmed a lot. It's just and I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of online stuff today too, which is not really that interesting. But some days you just have days like that where you're just doing lots of paperwork or doing what this, that, whatever else, and I'm trying to organise car sales. So that's not all that interesting. I mean, it will be interesting once I sell a car and we get a bit more money and we can buy another car. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah. All right, so started out.
It does turn. It's not seized.
No, but it's not for some reason. Not. Yeah.
So I haven't put the jumper leads on it yet to see
No.
what it does.
And we'll do that in a second.
Yeah.
But firstly, so yes, we got the starter out, which we're going to play around with, make sure it's running, which we think it probably will be. It's not seized or whatever else, but maybe the brushes aren't connecting or something.
Oh,
inside,
what I
or,
found.
I don't know, whatever.
It wasn't running when we tripped the solenoid, but
Yep.
when I went to undo it, the main strap was loose.
Oh, okay.
And the bolts that hold these down were only
So maybe it wasn't
only
connecting
finger tight.
properly.
So it mightn't have been earthing through here properly, and it mightn't have been making positive contact there.
Well, if we clean it up to get
Yeah.
all this bloody oil
Yeah.
and stuff off, it might
We'll
help.
give it a degrease, we'll put the battery on it, see if it spins, and if it does, we'll put it back in again,
So-
tighten it up.
Dad's put new pipe on here. Oh, and he took this out too while I was picking up the kids.
Yeah.
So this was the old pipe, it's cactus. Cactus is an Aussie word, by the way. That pipe there is absolutely cactus, and this one too.
So I've taken the clamp.
So that's full of rust,
Yeah, so we're going to flush that out.
and that one there
It's a
is
bit corroded.
a bit corroded,
It's
but
not too bad.
so we're gonna
So I'm going
hook
to
the hose up and
make a loop up because that loops out of there.
Yeah.
Just bypass the
heat it for the time
heater
being,
with the loop, so it comes back into there.
So we
from
can,
out of the manifold.
crank it over without too much worries about potential
Yeah.
leakages. I mean, but there might be some leakages out of here or here. These hoses, that one's crunchy as hell.
Yeah, it may not leak.
We don't need to. I mean, I just at this point though, I don't care about the heating or cooling system. I just want to get this car started.
So what I want to do is I want to flush the
Okay.
rust out of here, so we don't push it through
Yeah,
the
well,
system.
it's in there too.
Yeah.
Grab that hose and give it a squeeze.
Oh,
it's
probably
rusty as
just
hell.
the rubber.
Yeah.
Yep.
Live. All right, where are we going? Top one.
I've got water coming out the bottom one.
Yep.
Top one is all in.
All right. There we go. Got water coming out top and bottom now. I'm going to block the bottom one off. Oh, son of a bitch! The bottom one's not coming out now.
The other one's a return one.
Okay, you're saturating the bloody starter motor. Stop.
Put your finger over the top one. Force it to go at the bottom one.
Yeah, but you're saturating this.
It's waterproof.
Must have accidentally paused it. Go again. Alright. I got saturated, guys.
Come roaring at the top.
Oh. Okay, so that pipe's now clear.
Okay.
And a lot of crap come out of it. Look at that.
There you go. Alright, the manifold lines are all clear and the bypass
So
lines are
we
clear.
ran some water down that hose there and cleaned all that out. We've still got to clear out this potential hose
Yeah,
and the give the radiator a good flush and that stuff
Yeah.
too. But
Cool.
my main concern right now is getting this starter working and that. We can hook a hose onto this now too. But yeah. Alright, still gotta drum my camera off. Alrighty. Hopefully we're live here.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, the starter motor's working. It's just disengaging and engaging just as we'd like it to.
Beautiful.
So what, just clean it up? Maybe it made a noise. Does that mean it needs a bit of oil?
Well,
Or?
it hadn't spun for 32 years. The bearing bushes are probably a little bit dry.
Okay, but that's a good sign.
Good sign, that's perfect.
Mm.
I'd say maybe just because it was loose and there's a lot of oil in between the two surfaces. And that strap was loose. Maybe it's why it didn't fire.
Right. Good, that's good. So
Yeah.
hopefully with some cleaning up and whatnot, put it back in the car and the car will definitely run.
Well, turn over anyway.
Well, turnover, yeah. I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
I don't see why the car won't run though either, but still. I mean, you know, after some playing around. But yeah. Alright, so over the weekend, if I got time, didn't mean to do that. So that's a good view. Over the weekend, if I got time, I'm gonna clean that up, maybe give it a paint. I'm going to flush the cooling system and get it all cleaned out and hopefully full of water and not leaking. See if there's leaks and what have you. And then come Monday or Tuesday when Dad's free again, hopefully we'll have this all back together and ready to go for the Will It Run. So I'm sorry that the Will It Run didn't work this week, but we had a lot of fiddling around with different little things and some other issues with other cars that sort of got in the way. And you know, both of us only have very limited time as well every week to do stuff. But hopefully we'll definitely, well, if it wants to turn over, hopefully definitely we will. And I mean, just for fun, I might pull the cables off and the spark plugs and everything else, and just shoot some oil down there just for fun.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt anything.
And it's past beer o'clock on a Friday.
That too.
Past beer o'clock on a Friday. We were doing overtime here.
That too. So, with any luck, the Alto will be gone today, and maybe on the weekend too, or first thing Monday, we'll be looking for a new car. But it's supposedly sold this afternoon. What you doing?
Hello.
My son. So yeah. What'd you get done, Dad?
The heater bypass lines are done.
So we've got the loop in place.
It's in here. Got the loop in place there.
Anyways, there.
Yep.
And hopefully that'll do. Well, I'll still have to do some cleaning out of the main radiator hoses and main radiator. Maybe replace that bottom hose. It's a bit crunchy. And get some fluid in it. Thanks for your patience. Hopefully next week we'll get a bit more done and it'll be it's turning over and hopefully starting to be continued.